Hi everyone, welcome back to Sew with Adeshola. In today's tutorial, we'll be learning how to cut and sew this beautiful alter neck flare top that you're seeing on your screen. If this interests you, let's get right into it. For this tutorial, I'll be making use of 1.5 yard of Ankara fabric, my pattern paper, scissors, and every other thing I'll be needing. So let's get right into it. The first thing you want to do is to rule out your starting line. So I'll just go ahead and rule out my starting line just like that. And from that starting line, I'll place my tape rule at 3 inches, and from that point I'll start marking out my lines. I will take out my armhole line, which is 8 inches, my bust point, which is 10 for me, and also the length of the top, which is actually at 24 inches. So go ahead and also take out your own measurement as well. Now after you're done doing that, you want to go ahead and extend the lines just like I'll be doing right here. Go ahead and also extend the lines, okay? Now once you're done doing that, you want to proceed to label the starting line, the chest line, the bust point, and also the full length of the top. Okay, now you want to come to the shoulder line and impute your shoulder measurement divided by 2, which is actually 8 inches for me on the shoulder line, and also impute the same thing on your chest line. Okay, and then you want to connect the two together just like that. That is our armhole line. Okay, now the next thing we are going to do is to get the midpoint of our armhole. You still want to place your tape rule at 3 inches on the shoulder line and get the midpoint. And after getting the midpoint, come to your chest line and impute your round bust measurement divided by 4 and add 1 inch to it, because this is going to be a bit free. Okay, then you want to connect it to the midpoint just like that. And after we are done with that, we are going to come to the shoulder line again and take the neck width. So for this neck width, you want to use about 5 or 6 inches, because you know the neck is actually going to gather when we insert our rope. So I'm using 6 inches to this, and then I am going to just connect it right into the chest line. This is going to give us the alter neck that we have on the top. I hope you understand that. Now after we are done with that, you want to come to the full length of your top and impute about 15 to 17 inches depending on how free or how wide you want the down part to be. So here I'm using about 17 inches, but later I decided to use 16 inches. Okay, so you want to connect from where you have, from the measurement you have on your chest line to that measurement you have on your full line. Okay, on your full top line rather. So that's what I am doing right there. And once you are done doing that, the next thing is to come up by 1 inch at that edge just like that. That is to eliminate the sharp edge around that area. We don't want it to be sharp. Okay, so you're just going to come up by 1 inch and then connect it just like that. The next thing is to cut out this pattern. Okay, and yes, I would like to take a minute of your time to appreciate you for staying with us to this moment. Thank you for watching, and if you are here to give this video a thumbs up, kindly like, comment, share, and if you're yet to subscribe, what are you waiting for? Click on the subscription button and also turn on your notification bell to get notified. Okay, now the next thing is to use this pattern paper to cut out 2 pieces on fold so you can see. And while doing that, I added about 1.5 inch at the top, because that is going to serve as a channel for our rope at the top. Okay, that's the channel for the rope. Add 1.5 inch. Then you want to go ahead and notch that 1.5 inch. Okay, notch that 1.5 inch just like that. Just notch it. And after doing that, I added 1/2 inch at the armhole, 1 inch on the side, and 1/2 inch at the down part. Okay, now the next thing is for us to open up our fabric, and as you can see, I have 2 pieces like that, one for the front and the other for the back. Okay, now the next thing is for us to hem the armhole. So I've gone ahead to cut out an interface for the armhole, 4 pieces of interface for the armhole. It's just like you cutting out an interface for the neckline. Okay, so that's just it. You want to stitch it just like that and then turn it to the other side and also stitch. But if you have a bias, you can just go ahead, use your bias. Okay, and if you want to use your fabric, you can also do the same thing. Now the next thing is for us to fold in ½ inch on that neckline at that point at the 1.5 inch we measured earlier. So fold in ½ inch, so you're left with 1 inch, and that 1 inch is going to be the casing for our rope. Okay, now that is what I am going to do, and this is what I have after I was done doing that. That's the casing at the neckline, and as you can see, I've gone ahead to hem the hammer. Then I will just proceed to join both the front and the back pieces together at the side with 1 inch, and then also hem the down part of my top. Okay, and after I'm done doing that, I'll bring it to us, and this is what I have after I was done doing that. You can see I've gone ahead to fold it and also join it together. Then I went ahead also to fold my rope that I'll be using. To know the measurement for your rope, you know we removed 3 inches while cutting, and that is going to serve as the sleeve. So, and that sleeve is still going to go to the back, like it's going to be front and back. So that 3 inches is like 6 inches for both the front and back. Now you also want to measure what you have on your neckline, okay, for the casing. So for me there I have about 13 inches, so you want to remove 3 inches from that 13 inches, so you are left with 10 inches like that, and that 10 inches will also be the same thing for the back. So that's like 20 inches, 10 inches for the front, 10 inches for the back, and you know our sleeve is 3 inches, so that makes it 6 inches for both the front and the back. And you know we have 2 sleeves, so that's going to be 6 plus 6, which is 12, plus 10 plus 10, that's 32. So that's what you're going to measure out. And if yours is more than that, you also want to do the same thing, measure it out, and then you want to take your safety pin and use it to pass it through the channel. Okay, pass it through one of the channel and also into the other channel, okay, into the other piece of the top. And after you're done doing that, just like what I am doing right here, you want to make sure that the rope goes round. Okay, then you are going to stitch it with ½ inch, just like that. Just stitch it with ½ inch, just like that, and you want to top stitch on it so that it can be firm, so that it won't tear off or anything. And then you want to pass it well into your top. Make sure that the part where you join together is inside the casing, is not showing. And after I was done, this is what I have. You can see how beautiful it is on me. So that brings us to the end of this tutorial. I also have a tutorial on the pant that I'm wearing here, so if you are here to see it, I'll drop the link in the description box so that you can watch it and also make your own if you want it. Bye.